Greetings and yep, already started that off wrong. Y'all already know how your councilman does. He's either gonna get it right or he's gonna try to get it right. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another WWT. And if you're looking at my face right now, are we about to crown an undisputed tribal chief tonight? That and so much more on Women's Wrestling Talk.
Howdy, folks. This is Willow Nightingale, and you are watching Women's Wrestling Talk.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Greetings and happy Friday to everybody out there. Welcome to another episode of WWT Live, where we are talking about the latest in wrestling news. Now, of course, I am your councilman here today at the helm. Got a lot of our panelists busy, but of course, they made sure I wasn't here by myself to just talk to the crowd. No. We are coming fresh off the heels of a Wednesday night war. It was NXT, it was AEW Dynamite, and now, of course, it is just us two, it seems, for this episode right now. But ladies and gentlemen, we have Stone Cold Courtney in the building. I love how me and my tag team partnership, that stuff is just spreading to everybody. We need to start getting posters and shirts.
I know that would be crazy. Happy Friday. It's the end of the week. We have SmackDown tonight. Lots to talk about what's happening and so many wonderful things happening in the good old wrestling world.
Yes, we do, man. Shout out to the folks that's already jumping here into the chat. Easy Night. Oh, yeah. Ready for another episode of WWT Live. Cousin Ron in the building. Hey, yo, and happy Friday, WWT fam. Happy Friday to you. And also, happy birthday to our producer from the future, Dylan. Shout out to him and happy birthday to you, brother. All from everybody here at WWT. I know the folks that aren't here also wish you a very great birthday. Thank you for all the clips that you provide us and interests that you have gave us, man, just helping to strengthen what WWT is all about. Shout out to special little nobodies as well joining, and as well as Eric Isaacs, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. Now, I'm not sure if he's if the birthday boy is in here, but we're gonna do a solid, and we're gonna start off with the SmackDown. Look at me, the SmackDown preview for tonight. And let me tell you, just like my shirt, it's a blockbuster episode. I'm letting y'all know that now. Blockbuster is not around for you young folks like Courtney. Blockbuster was a dope place where you used to go and rent videos. No. So you be trying to act like you not in our age bracket. So I'm gonna treat you like you're not in our age bracket, all right? And I'm explaining Blockbuster, which was a dope place. You used to go over there, you would see people and see fine chicks that you would see from other high schools and try to get their number while also renting you a dope video and video game for the weekend. And sometimes you got popcorn. I didn't get popcorn there because it was very expensive. And we had like a 28 bag of like this General's popcorn that did just fine. We wasn't there for the treats. We was there for the other treats and videos. So if you knew, you knew. We might get candy and a soda, just depending on where we was going. But it was a lit place. And tonight's SmackDown is going to be lit. We have the Motor City Machine Guns, the newly crowned WWE Tag Team Champions, being guest on the Grayson Waller Effect tonight. Courtney, I just want to get your thoughts. Guest on the Grayson Waller Effect and A-Town Down Under in the same ring. Is this potentially their next #1 contenders? Or do you see someone else in line that should be facing the Motor City Machine Guns for these titles on SmackDown?
I still believe I would love to see DIY be the next tag team because I feel like there could be a really good rivalry with the two of them. A-Town Down Under, there seems to be some friction between the two because I would not be shocked if that continued tonight because Grayson Waller is doing what he does best, and that is talk a lot and he doesn't let Austin Theory talk. But look, I would not be shocked if it's the end of A-Town Down Under, but also I wouldn't be surprised if they were contenders of it, because it just makes a lot of sense since he's going to be on the show. I would not be surprised if there was fireworks going on between them. So it's a possibility, but I do believe it's almost the end of the road for A-Town Down Under.
Okay. Hey, I would want to say the same thing, but seeing Fraxium have their issues, and they're still tag champs, so anything is possible. Because I kept thinking they were going to break up, and they're still rocking as a champion. So maybe A-Town Down Under can get their stuff together, especially with having such an incredible tag team like the Motor City Machine Guns. Okay, so we do have our producer from the future in here. I'm gonna say it again. I said it at the beginning. You can check tape, so don't think that we missed you, Dylan. But since you are actually in here, we're going to say it again. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for being our producer, all that you do with the dope clips and the dope intros. We appreciate you, sir, and we hope you're having the best of birthdays. This should be like the start of your birthday right now, actually, I think. Or was it yesterday? Wait, how does this work? Was your birthday yesterday or today?
It was probably yesterday.
Yeah, because then TK was like, today is his birthday. We need to say birthday. That was like in the whole afternoon. When is your birthday? When does it officially start? Australia is ahead. My birthday was yesterday. His birthday, man, you got us out here texting you late and stuff. I'm thinking I'm right on time sending him a personal DM at like 8:30 in the morning, thinking I'm doing something right. Well, actually, I guess I did do something right. I guess I texted him on his actual birthday then. If that's the case, it was just very late. Was it past 12 when I sent it? Because then it still counts. If I sent it during that time, it still counts. Okay, he said it worked for us. Dylan said it's the 8th for y'all, so it works. Okay, so this motherfucker has 2 birthdays. This is what he's letting us know. That's some shit. I need to get some international friends so I can celebrate my shit twice like that. That is extraordinary. That's dope. This man got 2 birthdays basically. Wow. But yes, Motor City Machine Guns, Grayson Waller effect tonight. We also got the Temu Bloodline showing up tonight. It was just to come talk, but we found some breaking news out that we're gonna get to in a little bit. Now, outside of the breaking news that we've gotten, Courtney, so we're gonna stay from that till we get to it. What do you expect Solo and the Temu Bloodline to say after picking up this victory from Roman Reigns and the OG Bloodline at Crown Jewel?
I mean, at this point, the focus is pretty much on War Games. It's pretty much the focus right now because, him picking up a win at Crown Jewel, that's pretty huge. And also, with the whole snafu with Sammy and Roman and Jay, I don't think that's going to get resolved soon. But I know Solo is still wants a piece of Roman Reigns, and he also really wants to be the true tribal chief. You see how I have an air quotes tribal chief? Mm-hmm. So I think this is going to be an important moment for Solo, considering moving forward. We're already heading into War Games. We're going to see what happens moving forward, and curious. I would be. Look, he's gonna be gloating about his win anyway, and he wants to continue running terror throughout the SmackDown brand.
Yeah. First of all, Solo the Thumb Sokoa is hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
Pose of all 6 wins he's gotten on the main roster, that's probably the biggest one over Roman Reigns. Not many people pin Roman. That is very true. That is very true. Also on tonight's show, we do have Bayley versus Candice LeRae tonight on SmackDown. Every time I now hear Candice, I think of Indy and I get sad because I knew Indy was the next one. Now with Candice LeRae in the picture, and man. But yes, Boza, first off, not my tribal chief. Second, I expect War Games to be official tonight. Yes, hopefully we will hear something about Survivor Series now that we've moved past Crown Jewel. And speaking of the aftermath of Crown Jewel, Sami Zayn will be on SmackDown tonight, and he will be addressing the one and only tribal chief Roman Reigns tonight. Will he be addressing the incident that happened at Crown Jewel? Will he be here to say that he is pledging his loyalty to the bloodline? And does this lead into or a help of cause and effects of War Games coming possibly? Will have to be this month, not possibly this month, but this month. We shall see with Sami Zayn being in the building. But this was the breaking news that we received about SmackDown tonight. There's going to be an undisputed tribal chief acknowledgement ceremony planned for WWE SmackDown. Now, with Solo Sikoa pinning Roman Reigns, Courtney, does that make him the undisputed tribal chief, or has it truly been decided yet with especially everything that Roman's done?
This is always tricky because he did get his biggest win over Roman, considering the record, but I don't think Roman is out yet. I know if she was here, she would, but I don't think Roman's not going to back down yet, because even though he did lose, I mean, he has nothing to lose at this point. And unfortunately, Solo has the Umafala that Roman got from his father. But I just don't think Roman's going to acknowledge him yet, because I feel like he has a plan up his sleeve.
Yeah, I don't think the whole undisputed tribal chief, I don't think we've gotten there just yet, if that makes sense. Like only 3 people acknowledge you as their tribal chief, Solo. Like I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that's enough for us to be going undisputed tribal chief. The tribal chief it's never been disputed that he wasn't the tribal chief. So because of that, I'm with you, Courtney, that I think this is a lot of shenanigans are going to come into play with this. And I definitely see Mick Foley Jr. messing it all up and stuff. So Solo will fall in line. Hey, I'm with you, but who will he fall in line to? Because like Honey says, even though she's not here, as Honey says, there's always a final boss cooking somewhere.
Yes, there is.
Let's see, JD Smith. Solo is the undisputed chief. Roman lost the title, then ran off for a vacation instead of handling business. You remember he was champ for like 1,300 days, right? So are you comparing a 1,300-day run to a 3-month run? Wait. April, it was in April. This is May, June, July. And he came back in July, right?
August.
No, August. So that's 3.5 months. That's 3.5 months of being gone. And this man still ain't gave us his ain't got the sign yet. Ain't got the sign of being a tribal chief. No one is throwing their ones up for this man. Now, does he go in line to run the bloodline? Sure, absolutely. Is Solo a leader? Absolutely. You see what he's doing with them rabid dogs of the Tongans and Jacob
too.
Yeah. So is he a leader? Most definitely. He is in command. But this is like the little cousin that's 7 years old trying to come and say that he is now in place of the grown-ass man that's sitting at the table at the cookout playing dominoes. It's like him walking up like, yeah, with his little cousins, yeah, this is mine, not, and he's kicking him in the shin.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute that he thinks he's chief. It's cute. It is cute. What up, King Whitehall? It is cute that he thinks that he's tribal chief. But there is no disputing it. There's only one tribal chief, and his name is Roman Reigns. But we're going to find out tonight. We're going to find out what happens tonight, man. We've seen a lot of shocking things, so we are not sure. Especially when nobody says, push the shenanigan button, something's going down. I agree 100%. King Mike Hall Solo will never be chief.
That is true because
I'm the tribal chief around here. Yeah, you see me, the tribal chief. That's right.
Exactly.
Can't no man knock me out. I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody. This is my show. This is my camera. I run it all.
Solo has not had that moment at all as so-called Temu bloodline leader. Solo has never had no moment like that, and you know it. You know it. He ain't never had that. What's going on, Jeffrey?
Oh, look, our mayor's in the chat.
Ain't my tribal chief. Roman's brothers official. We hey man, we getting up, Mayor. We are getting there. We are getting there. Honey may lose her ish during the watch party when she's realizing that's going down. That's not going down. That's not happening. That I'm telling y'all that's not happening. Do we see Paul Heyman tonight, Courtney?
Not yet. Not yet. I don't think we see Paul Heyman just yet.
Let me see. Mike Hall, y'all live in the past. Roman had his run. It was cute, but Solo is now in the future. The fact that you acknowledge Roman Reigns' reign as cute says a lot. Says a lot. Says a lot. But man, we're gonna keep it pushing. And some more news. Elimination Chamber is official this year because you never know if it might not be. To Cedric's point, I just know we better not see Tom Maria Nunzio tonight. Yes, please leave them at the 2300 arena where they were found. They're still there currently to this day. They didn't leave. They've been there this whole time, just around it, chilling. But we found out the Elimination Chamber is in real TK's hometown. There's a way you're supposed to say it. I'm just going to say it the way I know how to say it. Toronto, Canada. This in 2025, it will be the last premium live event before WrestleMania. So thoughts on this, Courtney? I've noticed that we've had a lot of PLEs trying to take place in Toronto. And it always seems that when they do, it does have a great crowd and stuff. What do you think this does for Elimination Chamber, especially being the final PLE before the big show?
I actually do like they are doing PLEs in Canada, most specifically Toronto, because of course we all know who's from Toronto, Canada. Trish Stratus, Edge and Christian are from Toronto. And people don't realize Toronto is a very popular city. And I'm happy they are doing stuff. And I'm happy they are doing stuff, which is a great opportunity. I think the one thing I would love to see for PLEs is doing stuff outside of Toronto, because there's other cities that can do, like Edmonton or Winnipeg or like Montreal. I know Montreal. Yeah, Vancouver, it would be great. They're doing it in Survivor Series in a couple weeks for War Games. So I'm really happy Canada is actually getting a little bit of love, because I know they were in Saudi Arabia, they were in France, they were over in the UK. They were over in the UK, but I'm really happy they are getting a lot of exposure to Canada, because we know a lot of well-known wrestlers are from the great country of Canada.
The Great North.
Yes.
The Great North. I just want Lance Storm to come back and say if he could be serious for a moment. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear. That's it. That would make my whole elimination chamber if he walked out and just said that. I'd be like, I'll have to see no more. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 fucking 10. We got Honey here in the building. I don't know what Honey's doing. Honey is off in the honey pot stirring up. I guess she stirred up too much honey, and it's a mess in the kitchen right now. So I guess that's also breaking news. Like this feel like TMZ news now. The more that I read this, like this sound like bullshit. The more that I read it now, seeing this. But we will have the Honey Night SmackDown, but Honey is unavailable this evening. You know, like we said, some of our panelists, we get busy, interviews, work, whole bunch of stuff going on, but have no fear because Stone Cold Courtney is here. That's right, Stone Cold Courtney will be taking over. It's an invasion of the SmackDown watch along and post show this Friday. So if you are a fan of the watch along, then please stick around after because Courtney will be in the building. Join the community. Got a lot to discuss, especially with this BS right here that I see up here. And come have some fun. Come have some fun with her. Who's more serious, Lance Storm or Steve Blackman?
I'll tell you. Let's start, but I gotta go with Steve Blackman. Like that.
Steve Blackman is intense. That's different from serious. He's intense because I saw him dance with Rikishi. All right, Steve Blackman shook his hips.
Mm-hmm.
You can't unsee that.
Nope.
There's her reacting to that breaking news story. Yes, if this is teams.
Saw the straw cups.
I do need one of those straw cups. TK Short on the SmackDown watch. Wow.
Ooh, damn. Jeez, Mayor.
Jeez. Who? Boza, life happens. We have two hosts that gave us an entertaining Wednesday night war on WWT Live. Yes, we did. Shout out to you, Courtney, because you was definitely holding it down.
Yeah, it was an entertaining Wednesday night wars. It was very, very fun with Dynamite, AEW, and it was just very fun. But of course, it actually takes us to our next. Oh, it takes us. I'm just thinking, what the fuck? Oh, embracing because of Dynamite. It's a embracing and celebrating.
Yep. Yes. So what would the Wednesday night war be if we didn't talk about it on Friday and we talk about who's the winner in this Wednesday night war?
Yeah.
All right. It was two shows going back to back like it was Monday night. Both shows had great lineups. Yes, you are hearing me correctly. Both shows had great lineups. But someone had to come out on top. And of course, as you can see on the screen, if you see the placement of the faces, then you already know who was the victor in these Wednesday night wars. And that was NXT. NXT got a whopping 619,000 views as AEW Dynamite came in with 523,000 views on Wednesday night. Now, I'm going to say this. I am going to say this out loud, and I'm going to say it live on camera. So Courtney knows. Courtney knows I ain't going to be that type of person. So I'm going to say it out loud. And this is me being 100% honest. AEW had the better show Wednesday. I think because of the two matches that we had and the fact that they were women, that's what ran it. The 10-man tag match and the hardcore match is what sold it because we had a high percentage in the first hour and we had a very high percentage in the final hour, in the final 30 minutes, which was, of course, those two matches. That's what made the lead pan out a little bit. But as far as the card is concerned, AEW had a better card Wednesday night than NXT did because that in between wasn't where it was. We had like $1,000 bread. We making a sandwich. We had $1,000 bread. but we had Walmart cut lunch meat, and I'm talking about like great value, not the good one. We had the government cheese on there, the old onions and tomatoes, and the lettuce that's still a little slightly crispy, but on the parts kind of wet. That was the NXT Sandwich Wednesday. Again, $1,000 bread. That middle part though, that's why I say the women should take over the driver's seat. But I want to ask you, Courtney, how did you feel about Dynamite's card, especially with Full Gear right around the corner? Do you feel like this gets you even more excited for Full Gear? Does it help push for next week's Dynamite? Or, was this just kind of one of those, like, did it get the ratings that it deserved, or should it have gotten more based off of the card that happened?
Here's the thing, because I watched WWT live on Wednesday, and I know when people saw that card, they were just like, eh. They were like, the matches aren't going to happen, especially with the learning tree. It was like, bleh. And then some of the other ones, Hook and Christian Cage, they were like, eh. Like some of them, they were just kind of looking like, eh. But they delivered in those matches. And I have to say, every single match, including the ring of the fight for dishonor between the conglomeration and the learning tree, was actually pretty entertaining. I mean, there was bodies everywhere, chair shots, and also I do low-key like that storyline because it gives all of them an opportunity, and it looks like they had chemistry. Yes, Boza, I will agree with that. I do believe Penelope Ford and Jamie Hager should have been a bit longer, or they should have had the match a little bit earlier. Because I feel like if you say you have the best women's roster, you need to showcase a lot of your ladies. Like, of course, we saw Jamie and Penelope. We saw Chris Statlander being the crap out of Camille and Mercedes. With her car, by the way. But I would love to see a lot more, most specifically on Mariah May on the women, because she is the women's champion. I wouldn't mind seeing her do a promo, but they're doing it very slowly. And Mr. Bossman Tony, he snuck one in there because with Ricochet's partner, everybody thought it was going to be Will Ospreay or Mark Davis, but we saw the return of Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yes, we did.
We did, and he really had a good showing. And then, of course, we saw Will Ospreay return after the match. So it was really nice to see Powerhouse Hobbs, and I really hope he does have a really good, solid run, considering he was everything. But Bossman Tony Khan snuck it on everybody else. He did trick him, because there's a few times he does have a few tricks up his sleeves, which I'm happy. But I'm very excited with the match card, and it really gets me excited for Full Gear in a couple weeks because it really expanded the rivalry with Orange Cassidy and Jon Moxley, Hangman versus Jay White. We're also going to see a rivalry with Hook and Christian Cage, and we may see the return of Taz, but there are a lot of storylines that are building up. Also, Private Party is going to be defending their tag team titles in a fatal four-way match. So the tournament kicks off tomorrow on Collision because there's going to be a series of matches. Collision tomorrow is going to be the Outrunners versus Top Flight. Next week, it'll be the House of Black versus FTR. And also, we do have another match that will be actually two. Konosuke Takeshita versus Adam Cole. And also Jay White and Juice Robinson taking on Christian Cage and Hangman Adam Page next week. So we do have some matches. Also, the final qualifying match is going to be Le Faction Incomprenable with Rush and the Beast Mortos taking on the Acclaimed. So the winners of those four matches will face off against Private Party at Full Gear. So it is shaping up to be a good solid card. I'm excited. I'm excited to actually attend it live because this will be my first PLE of AEW. And of course, being in my home state. So all they have to do is just really keep the wheel going and not stop. Keep the wheel going. Do not stop. Just continue to push out storylines. And yes, Dylan, Chris Statlander turned babyface. She turned babyface right after All Out because of that. I'm happy she's far away from that weasel Stokely Hathaway. But yes, Chris Statlander is a babyface. And also, we get to see Mercedes Moné defend her title against Chris Statlander at Full Gear. So it's really shaping up to be a solid card. And I'm happy they are matching their matches a little early than scrambling to the last minute.
All right. Just remember, though, this is what won the war. I just want you to know. This is what won the war right here. All of that is great. I'm so happy for AEW. Y'all done had the Avengers though Wednesday on Dynamite. We had the Avengers on NXT. We had the Avengers on NXT. We got Endgame at WrestleMania. This was like Young Avengers. This is the movie everybody was waiting for. And it delivered all the way. All the way. Boza, why you bringing up old shit, though? Why you bringing up old shit? Okay, it is Dilla's birthday, and he got 2 birthdays because he lived in the future. Why you can't be bringing up old shit on his birthday? That's not cool, Boza. Not on Dylan's birthday. No. But it's cool. It's cool. All right. It's cool. I don't even notice her down there. It's focus on the Avengers. All right. Remember, she's the reason all this picture happened. It took all of them to defeat her. I just want y'all to know that. Okay. Because everybody hit their special on her. That is Thanos laying down right there. And I want y'all to know that. It took 5 Captain Marvels to take down my client. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing that out there. I know they don't mess around, but I'm just letting you know. All right, yeah. Someone has to be the villain. And bravo to my client for knowing when to make a moment. And that's what she did for these ladies. So once again, thank you, Roxanne Perez. This is why you are the greatest. This is why you are one of the greatest. But we're gonna keep it pushing. And I want to talk about WWE ID. I feel like I said that fast and not right. WWE ID has signed one of its newest members, and you know, it's a prospect, Cartwheel Jack Summit. Now, if you're like myself, may not know too much about Jack Summit, but Courtney, do you happen to know a little bit more about Jack Summit?
I don't know too much of him, but I've seen his social posts, so that has been floating around a bit. But that name does not speak. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but I have seen the name float around a bit. So I'm not too familiar with him.
Well, if you have seen the title of some of the clips of GCW, Game Changing Wrestling, that is where you could consider Cartwheel Jack Summit, that being his home. It is from there. And they have produced some crazy amounts of talent from GCW and that have become WWE bound, AEW bound, as well as TNA bound. It is one of those dope independent promotions that put on fantastic shows. And not only was he signed as well, we also have a few more others that are joining the WWE ID. We have the Real Deal Zeta Steel, we have Bryce Donovan, and Cold Brew Cappuccino Jones. I don't even know who the fuck that is, but I'm all in for it. I'm all here for it. Hey, Cappuccino Jones, the champion. I don't even know if that's a boy or girl. The name alone got me sold. I'm sold. I'm down. Let's put them in NXT. Look, even the mayor, it's ready for that. Roxanne Perez and Zaria Steele. Wait, Zeta Steele? Is standing number 22. Who is Zeta Steele? Oh, the new signee.
Yep.
I bet the new signee. Okay, look, people are already booking stuff. Cappuccino Jones' name and finisher is my favorite. Hey, and it's a boy. Okay, I'm down. I'm down. Well, the NXT needs Cappuccino Jones. NXT needs Cappuccino Jones right now. Right now. But how are you feeling, Courtney, about the latest signees to WWE ID after its just recent announcement of coming around? How are you feeling that they're approaching everything?
It's really exciting. It's a very exciting opportunity. Professor in the chat, he was super excited to see some of these prospects. Also, I'm very excited to see Bryce's name because a little known fact, even though he wrestled at Wrestle Open in Massachusetts, he started off at Creative Pro Wrestling School, and a lot of AEW stars came from there, like MJF, Chris Statlander, Max Caster, also Anthony Bowens, because he did the one in New Jersey. So this is really huge. And Bryce also wrestled at Ring of Honor. So I've seen Bryce wrestle in the independent scene. And also going back a bit to Creative Pro, him, Caster, and Bobby Orlando had this group called the Shook Crew. And I actually watched some of their YouTube channels, but it was just nice seeing the journey happen. And I'm very excited for all the prospects, including Bryce as well. So this is really going to be a really great opportunity, and good things are happening on the horizon for all of these prospects. And I still can't get over that name, Cappuccino Jones. It's just a nice ring to it.
Perfection. It is perfection. It's the name I didn't know I needed to hear from a wrestler. When is he at NXT? Like when are they signing him? Like, let's get this going. I want to get this going. When is this happening? Make this happen, HBK. But shout out to all of these prospects. Shout out to all of the independent wrestling schools as well that are now signed into the WWE ID. Once again, just creating a better bridge to continue to have the industry that we love so much rise further and further. Like I said, I think he even talked about it like price-wise. I look forward to when we start seeing like these athletes being paid in the $1 million range. It's like all of them, not just the top dogs, all of them. Like I want to start seeing those type of numbers for wrestlers, especially as much as they do. And keeping it just a little bit short with this one. Prayers and praise go out to Carl Anderson. He recently had surgery, and it was a successful surgery. He is now back at home resting well. He has said he will be back into rehabilitation as soon as he feels like he possibly can, and will be back in the ring in no time. But shout out to Carl Anderson. Hope he is doing well. Hope he is continuing to have a safe recovery, and we look very forward to seeing the Good Brothers back in the ring and having some tag titles around them. I cannot wait to see them go up against Motor City Machine Guns.
Yes. That would be a fun rivalry to see.
Yes, it will. So shout out to you, Carl Anderson. Hope you're feeling well. And now also too, it's a whole lot of news in the bloodline, all right? And we still talking about it. So now what we're talking about though is that we have another member of the Samoan dynasty, the Anawahis. We have another signee by the name of Lance Anoa'i, former MLW Tag Team Champion, has now just recently signed with WWE. Picture was taken of Lance, and he is rocking the "We Are NXT" t-shirt. So we know where he's coming. Courtney, your thoughts on this 32-year-old who is, of course, the son of Samu, and has over 12 years of wrestling experience, again, in MLW, Pro Wrestling, NOAH, and even WWE itself. How are you feeling about this new signee to WWE?
I actually do. It's just, I mean, hey, the Samoan family keeps getting better and better. You get a signing left and right. But in all seriousness, I really enjoy this signing because if he does go to NXT, it does give an opportunity, because maybe a lot of people may not know who he is, especially if he wrestled in the independent scene. And also it's a really great opportunity for him to be in NXT, because some of the commentators can at least put a lot of more story to him, you know, being just Samoan and in the bloodline. So that's an opportunity. The next question is, if he does go to NXT and sooner or later, if he does pick up, which bloodline is he going to join with? That's the $1 million question, because nowadays you have people from the Samoa family left and right, and it's a war games with these two bloodlines. It's like, who's going to join who?
But now having him and Hikuleo there, like, there's room for that fight. Because, like, how many? I always keep forgetting. How many people are in war games? Is it 4 or is it 5 on each team?
I would believe 5-on-5.
So it's 5-on-5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then that means we still need 2. We need 2 more people in this bloodline story for war games, and we now just got. Because I could definitely see those 2 coming in. Well, hold on. Ron said, what is it originally?
Hikuleo Cappuccino.
It all sounds like one name now, though, if you think about it. Hikuleo Cappuccino.
I know.
That's just sound like somebody's full name.
I know.
Which sounds cool as fuck. It sounds cool as fuck. I'm going to have to name my son Cappuccino Jones. And he's going to be a detective. That's what I'm going to do. Appreciate that, Cappuccino Jones. But yeah. Do you? So I'm gonna ask you, Courtney, do you think it's too quick to pull that trigger? Do you think we have enough time for that to be introduced?
I mean, I want to say it's too quick, but it's a WWE. A lot of things have happened. Anything in the wrestling world, it's like almost anything can happen. You don't know what to expect, and Mr. Triple H is probably cooking a lot backstage, especially because this is WWE's final PLE of 2024. So he wants to end this final PLE with a bang. So
is Saturday night main event not considered one?
I would say yeah, since it's Saturday, but it could be a PLE, but I could think of it.
Or is it just like a special presentation?
I think it's a special presentation. This is like a special of Saturday nights, but Survivor Series is their final PLE for the year. But hey, we'll see what Mr. Triple H has, because it's a Survivor Series. We've seen a lot of unexpected surprises at Survivor Series. I mean, I could go back to last year when CM Punk came back to Survivor Series. I know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's happened, and I feel like I don't want to say people sleep on Survivor Series, but Survivor Series had a lot of really good moments. I mean, outside, of course, the Montreal Screwjob. Of course, you have the traditional Survivor Series 5-on-5.
Wait, ain't it part of the Big Four?
Yeah, it is part of the Big Four.
Okay, I was like, wait, ain't it the party? I was like, ain't it one of the Big Four, right?
It is, but I don't know why. It's like sometimes people. I guess people get excited for Survivor Series, but it's like, you know, with WrestleMania, SummerSlam.
Survivor Series is one of my favorites. Like
I do.
And I loved when they were doing the SmackDown versus Raw stuff. Like, again, I know some of the teams a couple of years is kind of like, but I was always excited. And then when they added War Games, I'm like, oh, now y'all just doing the most. I really wish they do both.
Yep.
A Survivor Series match and War Games.
Oh, man.
Like, do both. Like, I feel like that would be so dope if you did both.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, so
Series. who gonna say? On who? Hey, why is this supposed to be a joke though? That would actually sell. If fake TK did it just like that and was like, yo, this go decide which show is staying, Rampage or Collision.
Oh yeah, pretty much. That would make a lot of sense.
that would sell. That would sell. I'm not even gonna lie. Yep, exactly. That too. Survivor Series, The Rock debuted, and Undertaker both debuted there. The Goopy Gobbler making this return.
Gobbly Gooper.
Hey, listen. That was a moment. Boza, Survivor Series is one of the Big Four, but I wonder if for some people it lose the feeling with War Games being tagged on. Courtney, your thoughts on that?
You know, War Games the last couple years, I think it has gotten really interesting. And also, I am looking at Bogus' comment. I think War Games is a lack for the Bloodline Civil War, besides that it's a fair game. Possibly, because we don't know the whole story of it. But I think for War Games, it adds a little bit of excitement and intensity. Because the last few promos I saw Survivor Series when they did War Games, that actually got me really excited to watch it. And also, they did have some storylines happening towards the end of the year, which really gets me excited. And also, people tend to forget, not just the War Games part of Survivor Series, there was a lot of really good women's matches on Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
Trish versus Victoria. There was also Lita versus Ivory, even though Lita botched a move and her eye was bleeding. And also, Trish Stratus faced off against Melina for the women's title. So I don't think War Games is kind of an afterthought. It really gives it more exciting. It's just, we'll find out in a couple weeks because there is going to be a war. Not just on the Bloodline, but I feel like there is going to be a war throughout this because there's a lot of storylines that are happening. Of course, outside of that, we have Cody versus Kevin Owens. We'll find out who Liv Morgan, she's going to defend her title at Survivor Series. Same thing with Gunther. Also expanding a lot of rivalries where everything kind of doesn't have to be 5-on-5. It could be a civil war. And could we get an invasion from NXT?
See that? I will say this though. Cedric says, "How do you top Punk last year?" Say it's no, it's too late. The year's over. The year's over. Now we gotta wait till the Royal Rumble. Now we have to wait. We have to hear the WWE pop at the Royal Rumble. Now the year done. The year's done. Now we gotta save Joe Hendry. If we don't do Joe Hendry at WrestleMania at Royal Rumble, we got to hold off on that one now. We got to hold off on that. The rest of the people can have this year. This year I can't see one with the ladies. Actually, y'all are saying that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all are missing a big piece of who could do a women's War Games, and that's all of the tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
All the tag teams could definitely do that. Like you could have Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, who were the other ones? Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson. And then if you wanted to really make this interesting, make Nia Jax the captain.
Mm.
And then on the other 5, you got Damage Control, Jade and Bianca, and then you got Bailey as the captain.
Mm.
And then that's your 5-on-5.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you really want to get interested with it, though, I don't know if they work with it. Make Tiffany the captain.
Tiffany, oh Lord.
Yo, make Tiffany the captain on the other side. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
But even still to the fact that's still pushing it. I don't think it's necessary. I also think that would make a good Survivor Series match as well. But I'm just throwing that out there. Tag team matches Survivor Series is a good way to get the titles off Jade and Bianca or finally turn them heel. Y'all and these heel why y'all want people to go heel? Every month we hear it now. It's like, you know what they need to do? They need to go heel. That's what needed. That's what needed.
It'll happen. You just gotta let it flow.
We still got enough time to get the rest of these other tag teams great, and they getting there, especially seeing like now knowing like the Meta Girls, knowing that the Meta Girls are now full heels. You know what I'm saying? Because they used to be faces. Now we know that they're full out heels. Now you got the stuff with also Julia and Stephanie Vaquer going on with that, which we already know. Again, we're gonna see that. We saw it with Damage Control. Like we're really shaping up the tag team division, and I think having Jade and Bianca there at the top, we need that for a few more months, at least moving into Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber. Then if you want to try to turn the heel route or do something else and break them up, then you can go there.
Yeah.
But just let's give them some time.
Yeah.
Speaking of time, now it's anniversary time, and we have to talk about it on this day. On this day, I believe, Courtney, you said it was 20 years ago?
Yeah, 20 years ago.
20 years ago, we if you are a fan of Monday Night Raw, you witnessed something that lived in this man's career in infamy for quite some time. So much to the fact that he had to consistently play along with it in order to not let this moment in time define his life. Ladies and gentlemen, WWT, 20 years ago, Snitsky on Monday Night Raw punted a baby into an audience. Courtney, do you remember when this happened? Were you around back then?
I remember it very well watching on Raw. I was about 13, 14 watching Raw. And by the way, this was on Chris Jericho's highlight reel, folks, by the way. And I remember that because he had Lita on as a guest. And I just can't believe that moment. And I'll never forget when he tried to kick that baby, somebody yelled out Michael Jackson. And and one of the fans actually grabbed the baby.
Hold on, Boza. Just to be very clear, it was actually Courtney that found this moment. I got to give a credit where the credit is due. This was Courtney's finding, so I just want to make sure that she's giving her credit for finding this on this day, Boza. Especially you being the historian. But this was Courtney's credit.
I mean, honestly, I'll never forget that. And then he tried to intimidate Lita, and then he tried to kick the crap out of Jericho. And I think he had a match with Jericho after that happened. But yeah, I do remember that being on the highlight reel. It was crazy because like Trish and Lita were having their thing, and then Snitsky comes along. I'm just
still got the football, baby. That's the real question. That is the real question. What a baby is? Who got the baby? Who got the baby that he kicked? After all of these years, you still have it? What has happened to it, man? But that happened 20 years ago. Gene Snitsky punted a baby and then tried to tell us that it was not his fault. And that is a moment in wrestling history. We hope that you enjoyed that. And due to that, we are going to go on a little quick commercial break before we get out of here with some of the final news, because we do have the SmackDown watch along coming up. Snitsky punted a baby.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views, or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen not knowing what you want to do like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
Don't make her fight you. All right. Dylan said, I am the baby that he punted.
Oh my goodness.
That'd be hilarious if he really was. Like, just, I haven't said it all these years, but it was me. It was me, Dylan. It was me all along. All right, moving into some other interesting news. The Undertaker, in a recent interview, had made a suggestion that a particular WWE big man that would be a great extension to Dominic Mysterio. Now, we already see that the women's world champion has her what they call heater or their big man, Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez.
Mhm.
Dang you, Triple H. Dang you, man. You got that stuck in my head. Raquel Rodriguez is, of course, Liv's muscle. But The Undertaker was suggesting to give Dominic even just a little more heat, having Omos as his big man. Omos as Dominic's Diesel to his Shawn Michaels. Courtney, what do you think about that suggestion from The Undertaker and this pairing of those two superstars?
That would be an interesting, and plus we haven't seen Omos on television for quite some time. So this could really be a good opportunity for him. And also I can imagine Dominic being the sneaky little heel that he is, letting Omos terrorize the entire roster on Raw and thinking like nobody could beat him. But this could also be a good opportunity because you could bring in Obafemi onto the main roster to challenge Omos.
Very true. Very true. I think this is cool. And then something to answer this with Jeffrey's statement. Didn't they do this with AJ Styles already? They did do this with AJ Styles already, and they were a former tag team, to your point, Boza. Yes, we have seen that he's pretty much stuck. But here's the difference that I'm going to tell you of why this would work with Dominic. AJ Styles did not need Omos. We never believed AJ Styles needed someone to help him to get to becoming a champion. AJ Styles is AJ freaking Styles. We've known this man since the Bullet Club, since the TNA days. We know this man needs nobody. This man spent a whole summer beating up John Cena. So it didn't come off having him as a big man because you already fight all of your own fights. Now, having someone like a Dominic who is great in the ring, it makes it more believable with him having an Omos because we've already seen what happens with him versus Damian Priest. Now, for him and Damian, it's very easy for Dominic to get a sneaky win, but it always ends in him taking a razor's edge from Damian and being knocked out. Imagine Omos being there for him, being able to take care of a Damian Priest where you now got Dominic at the top, getting his hand raised by Omos and being carried out by Omos. That gives Dominic way much more heat, and it makes it more believable of Dominic winning a title. Because even when he won the North American title, remember he had the Judgment Day, so they had to cheat to get him to win. We still don't know if Dominic's there yet to just win one flat on his own. And we are, and then to your point, Jeffrey, Dom is good at playing some chicken shit. He is. He's very good at it. Yes, especially like the Cowardly Heel needs a good heavy. This can really work. It really can. It could really work to have Omos have screen time. People that be wanting to come up to him, be like, "Yo, I'll fight Dominic Mysterio." Be like, "Nah, you're gonna face Omos. I ain't gonna fight you tonight. If you beat Omos, then you can take on me." Omos being the one to take out Rey Mysterio for him. There's a lot of potential storyline with that works a lot better than it would have with the AJ Styles, because again, we just don't believe that AJ Styles needs any help. Dylan says, "Bring back Snitsky to beat Dom's."
Oh Lord, Snitsky! He really wants Snitsky to come back.
Whoa, Snitsky back? I didn't see it like a few people that you'd be like, man, if they could do one more run. Snitsky, no. And this time frame too.
Oh God, I can imagine.
You on Snitsky punting babies?
If he did that now, there would be so much outrage on social from the IWC and wrestlers of the world.
We gonna mess around and not have wrestling no more. Buddy says Tiffany's about to steal the title and Dom. Ooh.
Oh God. Steal him.
I do have a question for you on that, Courtney. Is Dom with the title, or is he with the person holding the title? Because Tiffany raised a very interesting point. Like, if he jumps to Tiff, is he really just belt chasing?
That is really interesting because I was talking about this on Honey's SmackDown Live show because I said I had a feeling Liv was going to turn on Dominic first because she had her plan. She did her revenge tour and she's going to drop him because she already has Raquel. So it's like she can at least drop the dead weight. Now, Tiffy, I could see that, but I don't know if I could see her with Dom. She's too pretty to be with Dom. She's too
yeah, you're right. I'm trying to see the angle of how Dom would be treated by her.
Yeah.
Because it's almost kind of like he like how he would say like Rhea was like made him feel like his puppy and stuff like that. I feel like she would really do that. Be like, hold my money in the bank. Hold my money in the bank.
I know. I feel
like she would really boss him around. It's just like, do we want to see that from Dominic?
I don't know. And you may want to talk to Mr. Ludwig about that.
Hey man, that's all camera. That don't count.
That ain't in the store.
That ain't in the store.
I know.
Nah, that ain't in the store. Dom is gonna Ludwig her.
Ludwig her Kaiser.
Sir, that was great. That was excellent. Special of Nobody's. That was God. That was top notch. Thank you for that, sir. We go see. We are going to see, but that's very interesting though. I would love to see something with Omos as Dominic's big man. I think that is something none of us knew we needed. And so I really do hope it happens. We're going to keep it pushing as well. So we got an update from, I know these are people in your world, Tony Schiavone. Am I saying it right?
Tony Schiavone.
Tony Schiavone. I was close. Tony Schiavone gave us an update on AEW star Kenny Omega. They were in a recent episode of What Happened When, and Schiavone let us know that his spirits seem pretty high and hopefully that he will be returning in the ring soon. We do know that he has made a reappearance on New Japan Wrestling and is likely to compete during the January 2025, but we still didn't know on when he would return. Now, Courtney, with you being the AEW correspondent, let me ask you a question. If you are a writer, and let's say Kenny Omega tells you he's good for 2025 to return, how does his return go for you?
I think this is kind of like the comeback year of 2025 because he had that gruesome injury that he had this past year and he had to get surgery for it. Like literally serious surgery. So this would be a really good, interesting, especially with the timeline of it, because I know there have been a lot of people that did not think he was going to wrestle again after that, but just hearing the news that he is doing the rehab, doing the recovery, and also planning to wrestle on New Japan Wrestling in 2025, that is a huge statement. And also for me, I would always think of it from a journalist perspective because I also had a minor in journalism. And for me, it's kind of really getting the back end of the story and just thinking like, how does he feel coming back into 2025? What does he expect? Also, what are his goals that he has, especially not just in New Japan, but also what goals that he has in AEW? Because we have not seen him since this past summer on AEW television since Winnipeg. So those are going to be a lot of questions and what role he's going to play, especially on how he's going to fit with the storyline Moxley's doing, because that is slowly starting to cook as well. Because of course we have some of the AEW originals, Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin leading the front, but also what's going to happen there.
That's true. That is we're gonna see. So but hopefully we get the Omega back very soon. Hopefully we can have him back in there soon. And like you said, kind of make that redemption run, especially with John Cena being back, seeing Kenny Omega neck and neck with that, I think would be something sweet. between the two companies and stuff. So,
and also throw in Tanahashi well, it's not 2026, but he's going to be starting his retirement soon.
Oh yeah. So 2025 is going to be a great year for wrestling. That's all I can say. Now, speaking of another anniversary, congratulations to Mariah May, the AEW Women's World Champion. Today is her official 1-year debut in AEW. Now, it has been officially 1 year, and in 1 year, she is now the the AEW Women's World Champion. And she took to Twitter, and of course, in Mariah May fashion, she said the following. 1 year ago, I made my AEW debut. For being an unknown to main eventing Dynamite, Collision, BOTB. What is that? What is that one? Oh, I thought I don't know what that is in AEW terms. And Rampage. Winning
Battle of the Belts.
Battle of the Belts. There we go. Battle of the Belts and Rampage, winning the Owen Hart tournament, killing the face of the division, and being crowned world champion at Wembley Stadium. Let me know when the rest of you bitches catch up. So, Courtney, your thoughts on the 1 year debut of Mariah May?
Well, first off, congratulations. I can't believe it's already been a year. I remember when she first came on TV and RJ City was interviewing her, and it's just like, where has the time gone? And it's so ironically, I'm very proud of all of her accomplishments that she did. And, you know, I might have told you this, but I had the chance to meet her earlier this year in person before she turned on Tony Storm. And she's very nice, super sweet. She really has it. But if you've not seen her matches on Stardom, I highly recommend you watch it, because she's more than just a pretty face. I'm really happy she is embracing her heel character. And of course, I'll never forget the comments that she said about the women's division. She said, AEW is where the best wrestle. AEW is where the women's division are chumps. And some ladies are not going to be responding to that. So, you know, she really had a great match with Anna Jay on Collision. Of course, we're going to see Mina Shirokana next week on Dynamite. So that could be a potential rivalry, because there's still some unfinished business between those two. And also, you cannot forget my client, the Timeless One, because even though she's all over the world, she's traveling, she's doing movies, she's doing appearances, she still has to meet her when they come to Australia in February.
Yes, they are. And we know that is definitely waiting for her. But congrats to Mariah May on a well-stacked year in AEW. Accomplishments on top of accomplishments, and looking to see what she adds even more. And as always, when you're ready, you see the logo in the back. When you're ready, though. When you're ready. When AEW has done everything you need for it to do. You seen our division. I'm just throwing it out there. All right. And last but certainly not least, we have a new X Division champion, and his name is Moose. Moose this week recently captured the X Division championship from Speedball. Now, question, Courtney. How do we feel about Moose being the new X Division's champion, especially after coming off of a historic TNA championship run not too long ago?
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling about him being a new X Division champion?
First off, congratulations to him. I try to catch up as much TNA stuff as I can, because so much wrestling happening. Can't keep up with TNA, but I try to the least. But it's interesting on him getting the gold in the X Division, because maybe it's a purpose. I mean, I'm curious on what's going to happen next during his reign, who's going to be his next challenger, but I'm happy he's still getting some gold throughout the TNA realm. But congrats to him, and I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to be his next challenger for the X Division Championship.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I mean, you gotta do something to keep this man happy. You know what I'm saying? So if he can't have that big belt, I guess you gotta put something on him to keep him happy. So oh yeah, he beat Trent Seven, excuse me, my bad. Not Speedball. He beat Trent Seven. But gotta keep your man's happy because he can't be in the big title picture right now. So gotta find some way to keep him because I'm sure Shawn Michaels has called over there and be like, "Hey man, what Moose doing right now? Y'all got Moose in anything? Can we use him for a little bit in this partnership we got?" So that's what it feels like to me. Kind of feels like, hey, we're trying to make sure that we keep this person happy, especially with contracts ending. Let me see. y'all in the comments are hilarious. Y'all are too much.
Oh my god.
Y'all are too much. Yo, I'm sorry though. I have to bring this up. Have any of y'all heard of the wrestler Cocaine?
Oh my god. No.
Yo, have you really not seen it?
No.
Yo, so that's a dude. Oh, really? On the indie circuit. They Cocaine.
Oh my god, really? No.
Yo, I promise you, this man is doing God's work.
Oh my god.
God forgive me. I'm sorry. Yo, no, okay, because y'all think I'm playing. Hold on. I promise you. See, y'all think it's a game. I'm gonna put our stuff big too. Wait a minute. Y'all think I'm playing.
Oh my goodness.
Before we get up out of here, y'all think I'm joking. There is a wrestler around here. Cocaine. Let me look up the hashtag. Oh no, I saved it. Thank goodness. Come on, Instagram. Did I save it? Oh, did I really not save it? That's wild, yo, that I really did not save it. Oh, thank God. Here we go.
Let me see. What? What? Oh my god. Do we know which independent? Do we know where he wrestles at? Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
Yo, bro. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm telling you. Him and Cappuccino Jones and tear this motherfucker out.
Oh my goodness.
That'll be the greatest last man standing match ever. Oh, yo. Shout out to Cocaine and Cappuccino Jones. I ain't want to end WWT live like that. But y'all forced me to do it. Now y'all know. Now y'all gotta go find it. But that is going to wrap this up, man. We got to give Courtney some time to get ready for this special edition of the SmackDown Watch Along. As we've already said, just to recap in the beginning, it is going to be a jam-packed night. We got the Motor City Machine Guns on the Grayson Waller effect. We got the Temu Bloodline here tonight. We also got Sami Zayn confronting Roman Reigns in the ring, talking about the effects of Crown Jewel, as well as breaking news, a undisputed Tribal Chief acknowledgement ceremony planned for WWE SmackDown. So believe me when I tell you, Courtney has a blockbuster episode, so you don't want to miss her reactions because they are always the best. But before we get up out of here, we want to make sure that y'all always know where to follow and support our WWT panelists. Courtney, let them know where they can follow you and support you.
Well, they can always find me here on WWT Live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You already know. You already know every Wednesday I do the watch along for AEW Dynamite, and it's shaping up to be a stacked card. So don't miss this upcoming Wednesday. As Councilman mentioned, I will be doing the watch along in favor for Honey tonight. So it's going to be a packed show. Then don't miss it. And I did have an announcement I'm going to make. So I'm actually going to make it to you since the rest of our team is out. So the last couple weeks, we've been talking a lot about independent wrestling the last couple weeks. So I was very excited that I got to interact with a wrestling school near me called the Monster Factory. It's been around for 10 plus years. It's been owned by Larry Sharp and Danny Cage. Unfortunately, Larry Sharp passed away and Danny is the owner, but it's in Gloucester County, which is not far from me and right near Philly. It has many people that have graduated from there and wrestled, such as Riddle, Sheamus, QT Marshall, and even most recently Damian Priest, because Damian talked about that in his documentary at that time when he was at the school, and he really is beneficial. But I also noticed they actually have an all-women's independent wrestling promotion underneath the Monster Factory called Bell to Bell. I got to meet their owner, Melissa, who's been around the block for 20 years, and she actually owns a women's-owned wrestling, which is an opportunity for women in the independent scene to do that. I got to go to a show earlier this year, and I'm very excited to continue that relationship because later this month we are doing a toy drive in one of their shows on November 30th. We are donating toys to kids who are either affected or infected with HIV. And also there's a possibility yours truly may be doing commentary. So I'm very excited for this opportunity. And of course, it's a WWT Live because we advocate for all the ladies. So I'm really excited for this partnership as well and just really supporting all the independent wrestlers, especially in the Jersey area.
See, this is the shit I've been waiting on from Courtney. Courtney be over here just giving out her social handles like she don't be doing shit. And TK told me about her. I was like, I know she be out here in these streets like that. And finally, she gives us a follow with all of her glorious work that she is doing. Yes. Thank you, Courtney.
It was something I keep my stuff under wraps because I want to make sure everything is planned before I announce it. But you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram on @CourtneyNJ11 because I'll be definitely highlighting this toy drive. Melissa's excited. I'm excited. Monster Factory's excited. And I'm excited to continue the partnership with them.
Yes, indeed. And before I let y'all know, well, I can just say it first, man. Y'all already know where to follow and support me. Will Pharaoh, PHARAOH. That's on all socials and YouTube and Twitch. You can always catch me on here most of the time, Monday through Friday. Not unfortunately, let me not say it like that, but I'm going to be a little bit busy for the next 2 weeks, so I will be returning on the following Wednesday. Not this upcoming Wednesday, but in 2 weeks. So you will have to do without your councilman for a little while. But look, never fear, because the rest of the WWT panel will be here, giving y'all some of that great WWT news, energy, and action. But before we get out of here, though, we want to make sure that once again, we wish our producer from the future a glorious happy birthday to you, Dylan. We appreciate you. We appreciate the clips. We appreciate the intros. We appreciate the commentary in here and all that you bring to the WWT community for us, and we appreciate that. Happy birthday to you, Dylan. We salute you, and we hope you enjoyed your birthday yesterday and enjoy your American birthday today. And as always, shout out to everybody that's in the chat, especially the nobodies: Jeffrey, Boza, I know Cousin Ron was in the building, King Mike Hall, Eric Isaac, Lewis Johnson, of course Dylan, Honey was up in here. We know the mayor stopped by to drop a little bit of knowledge on us as well. I believe Antoine Phillips was also up in here. Easy Not, Mr. Opinionated. Shout out to each and every single one of you for always jumping in here, commenting with us, and keeping this show as fiery as you possibly can. Chris LeClaire as well. I'm like, Honey, I always want to make sure I catch everybody that I possibly can, and I think I got him. It was just one more person with an orange one. Oh, Christopher LeClaire, but the same person. And Bobby Batito. Appreciate y'all jumping in today with us and watching another episode. We hope you enjoyed. We hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you Monday on the Veterans Day. But until then, take care on WWT, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. I did that for you, Courtney. I got it right?
Yes, you did.
Yes! Take that, Miss Rogers.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWTalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.